Interior. Hi everyone, this is Jonathan, and today we are doing a static assessment of him. Starting off, you can see that from the front angle, the shoulders are normal, not elevated, rounded. The hips look good, but the knees, you can see the genu bow leg or genu varum from the hip adductors being overly tight, and the abductors, like the glute med, being too weak and not tight or not used enough. Then from the lateral view, we can see those knees slightly flexed going in again, but the feet and the ankle are flat to the ground and they are not overly pronated or turned out. From the back, you can see a little bit of those bow-legged knees again. And then from that lateral side, you did see the head forward, meaning that the cervical spine is overly expanded. Then into the overhead squats, you can see from his posture already from that lateral side that he is in a major anterior pelvic tilt. Within the squat, his knees are shaking as they are knocking in the middle. From the posterior, you can see that his shoulders are also not completely even. The left one is slightly more elevated than the right one in the winging, as the arms are too far apart. So then going into the split leg squat, the feet are not pronated or turned out. The knees are not looking as if one is having dominance over the other. His back was straight. His shoulders are level. His head, however, is moving forward because of those cervical extensors. Walking forward, that genu varum, you can see that bow-leggedness. Walking backward, he is turning his feet out a little bit as he walks, and you can see that from the side as well. Pelvic tilt is not obvious. Doing the daisies test here, you can see that his right shoulder right through his shirt is scapular winging, and it is elevating more so than that left one is over there. And as this video goes down, you can see how his trunk and his pelvis is aligned. The lower and the anterior part, or anterior and posterior parts, are not affecting it at all. So then going into the last test, the modified Thomas test, he pulls his left leg up into that angle, and you can see here his right leg is not coming off the ground, so his hip flexors aren't tight because he can't feel the stretch, and there's also no holes there, which means his abductors are not acting up either. After this point, we want to just discuss some of the main muscle imbalances that he is having. So his cervical extensors, his neck is so far into extension that the flexors are too weak and they cannot be pulled up because those cervical extensors are tight and they are overacting and compensating for the weakened flexors. And then going into the bow-leggedness, or genu varum as some people call it, his adductors are overly tight as they are compensating for the weakened abductors, which can be known as glute med. And then also going into this can be issues from the hip complex, so those hip flexors, the psoas major and the psoas major are those hip flexors, so they are able to compensate for the hip extensors, which are the glute maximus. And these were the major takeaways from these assessments. I hope you tune in again. What can be done to modify some of them? Well, to start off with the knees, strengthening the abductors would go a long way, as well as those hip extensors, as they are being compensated for by the over-tightened muscles. And then for the head extension, or head and neck extension, being able to flex that more, incorporating some exercises for the upper trapezius to be able to get the lower and middle trap involved more instead of having the upper trap do all the work, could be involved. And that is all for today. Thank you.